Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 118. We'll just jump right into it, kick things off with weekend review. This is where I talk about what's been going on this past week, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I guess first off, the big one, obviously we were closed on Friday. We got a pretty heavy snowstorm here in New Hampshire, and then Monday we got another one. So we ended up being closed Friday and Monday, unfortunately. Definitely had an impact on our ability to ship orders because it's 2 whole days lost of packing. Despite that though, we're in pretty good shape this week. We've been catching up gradually. We filmed this Thursday morning, and as of where we're at right now, we're probably like 2 full packing days, maybe a little bit more than that from being caught up. I think we're printed through Friday into Saturday morning right now, so all those orders will definitely go out today on Thursday. We'll probably get all of Saturday out as well, maybe even past that. Friday we'll probably be caught up with everything that's on there now, or at least really close to it, which means that Monday we should be able to start working on, later Thursday orders, Friday orders, and probably by the end of next week we'll be 100% caught up. At least that's the plan. Hopefully no more snowstorms, no more illness, no more unexpected things. But assuming everything goes the way it's supposed to be going, we should be on track to get caught up, which is exciting because it's been a while. We've packed quite a few orders during this like state of being behind, and I think January is definitely going to be a record month in terms of number of orders packed by a pretty wide margin. Actually, I think we already beat the record like a couple days ago, so we've got like a week left to get to continue with that record, I guess. On that note, though, we are making that 3rd packing station permanent. That's the plan. The packing station itself arrived yesterday. The monitor and a few of the other accessory scale and stuff like that will be the better scale to have on it, etc., will be arriving, I think, later this week or early next week. And so as soon as we do get caught up or see a bit of a lull or whatever and have the resources, we'll start setting that stuff up and be better prepared for next time this kind of thing happens and we get an uptick. We're trying to be, our goal is to always be able to ship within a day or two, and the ability to scale up our packing when those situations arrive is really kind of important. Kind of on that same note, we are still hiring. We're trying to look for at least 1 more person for the warehouse, maybe 2 still trying to figure out exactly what we need, but it definitely makes sense to add another person because we need to be able to scale up, if that makes sense, and that requires people who are trained on the packing station, that have experience on it and stuff like that. And we need pickers to be able to support those who pack, etc. So if you're interested, the link will be down below. That position is still open. We're still in this kind of flux trying to figure out exactly what we need, but we're probably going to be taking pretty much everybody in the warehouse that's open to it, at least full time in the near future, and trying to continue our path through that and trying to figure that out. So if you're interested, please apply, especially if you're local, you're into Gunpla. If you're only interested in part-time, feel free to apply as well, because there may be multiple answers to this problem. Part-timers are one potential solution. I think full-timers are important too, and trying to figure out how to fit that. So if you got weekday availability and you're only available part-time, maybe a couple days a week or something like that, feel free to apply and reach out, because we can talk about that and make sure you make a note or something in the application. So that's it for hiring. I guess the one other thing right now is that being that we're almost caught up and we do have a ton of stuff we need to get out of the way here to make room for the next big shipment that will hopefully be able to be on its way in the next couple weeks here. We're going to run a 10% off all in-stock items sale this weekend. Not sure exactly what the code is, but it will be down here right below on the screen. There'll be a link in the description, all that stuff. It'll be run until midnight on Sunday, and it'll be our effort to try to continue keeping stuff moving out the door so that way we can be ready to receive that next big shipment. So I think that's it for weekend review. Let's do pre-orders next. We had 4 new pre-orders this week from Kotobukiya. Yeah, 3 out of the 4 from Kotobukiya. One is the Alice Gear Aegis Mutsumi Kohashi Goki. So it's a girl kit. She's got cat ears, some claws. It looks pretty interesting. We also had 2 more Nozaru from the Maru Toys collaboration. There's a Ramune version, which is like a light teal, kind of like clear parts color version, and a Sakura version, which is more like a pink, and I think that is like clear pink over white. There's also from Aoshima, across 40th anniversary, the Messiah Ranka Lee VF25F, and I believe that is another girl kit as well. Kind of a mash up of the Macross plain Battleroid, all that stuff with the girl stuff. So I think there's some options there as well. So that's it for pre-orders. Let's do restocks. All right, restocks. So we've got a bunch of Macross kits from Hasegawa in this week, pretty much the entirety of the restocks. Interesting kits, a little bit different than what you might expect if you're into Gunpla. A lot of these have, a single color, maybe only a couple colors for plastic. They're not snap kits, or at least primarily not snap kits. So you're going to definitely think about glue and paint to make these look good. A lot of them come with water slide decals. So there's a lot in the box. There should be solid kits to build, from what I understand, but definitely don't expect the snap kit experience. There's 2 different versions of the YF19 from Macross Plus. We got this one, which is a 172 scale, and we got a larger 148 scale. 148. Yeah, 148 scale as well. So significantly larger. There's also the YF21 from Macross Zero. We got 4 kits in the SV51R Nora type. We also got the VF0A/S Batroid. So if you're looking for your Mecha fix, I think this is the one that's going to have that Mecha fix and not just be the plain version. The other thing to keep in mind is that while some of these kits might have moving parts or small little transformations, they're not transforming kits. They're not transforming kits like the Bandai stuff. So don't expect it to transform modes and any of that kind of stuff. But also from Macross Zero, we got the VF0S and the VF0D. And then finally from Macross Frontier, we have the VF25FS Super Messiah and the VF25FF's Messiah. So definitely some interesting kits, a little bit different if you're used to the whole Gunpla thing. So definitely worth taking a look at if you are into Macross. Okay, so that was it for restocks this week. Let's move on to Q&A. So this is the part where I answer questions from you, the viewer. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer it next time. So first up, Plastic Crack 305. Question, if you had something to address to the Gunpla community in general, what would it be? I'm not sure how to answer that question. Something to address the Gunpla community. I don't know if there's anything in particular other than just keep at it, keep trying your best, keep trying new things and trying to expand your skills and get from the hobby what you want to get from it. I don't know that I have any sort of big PSA or anything other than that kind of usual. Now, knowing the fact that you grew up watching the Power Rangers and also finding out about Jason David Frank's death and suicide, how did it hit you, and have you ever met any of the cast members of the Power Rangers? So I have not met any of the cast members. I'm not a big one for like going to get autographs from people. I really don't care. I don't know if that makes me weird or if that makes me normal or whatever. I really could care less about autographs. And I'm honestly, it didn't really hit me super hard because I feel like I grew out of Power Rangers really fast. The Power Rangers was important to me as a kid. I watched it when I was 6, I guess, and it was the impetus to get me into karate and the martial arts and stuff like that. But I really quickly kind of realized that it wasn't real and wasn't realistic, and kind of as soon as that happens, it's almost like training takes the fun out of some of that kind of stuff a little bit for you, because you realize what's realistic and what's real and what makes sense. And so it wasn't really something I watched too much beyond that point for what it's worth. So, I mean, it's a big deal. It was horrible horrible situation. It's horrible to hear news like that and stuff like that, but it didn't hit me personally super hard. Next up, a random hero. The many models you've built during your live streams, which do you want to build again for a custom idea you might have had? There's probably a lot of them. Heavy Arms Custom, I definitely have a spare MG that I plan on doing some stuff with, being it's one of my favorite kits and one of my favorite mobile suits, favorite Gundams. It's definitely on the list there. I think what else I've built that I would want to go back to. Some of them I've got stashed away to do some sort of custom work with and go back to, but I guess that would be the main one that I'll build again. And then fun question, of the mini Gunpla you have in stock, which one do you think Patrick could convince you to try and build? I'm not sure. I mean, I've got nothing against that style of kit. It's just not something I'm super interested in. I feel like my time is super scarce, and to spend my time doing something I'm not interested in, to not reuse the word here, to reuse the word, it doesn't interest me. Maybe some of the 30-minute missions kits or 30-minute sister kits, maybe, but it's just, if I only have X amount of hours in my life, I want to spend it doing the things that interest me the most. Next up, Plastic Germs. Question, what is the one that got away Gunpla or Plamo kit? So I don't, it was the Jesta Cannon, the MG Jesta Cannon. It was a P Bandai kit. I had tried to get it back when really early days, when we had a direct hookup for P Bandai stuff, and we were selling that stuff, and I tried to get it to stock, and I was gonna snag one for myself, and then that fell through for whatever reason. I ended up getting one from P Bandai last year, so that one's off the table. I still want the HG Dendrobium, the big one. So I'm assuming that will reprint at some point and I'll get it, but that one's kind of gotten away, so to speak. Only problem is I didn't realize I wanted it until kind of well after we had sold them. You know, we were out of stock and I didn't have access to it again. I guess the other one would be the Hexagear Monoceros, I think it is. It's Hexagear Governor. It's got pair of swords and like an extra arm out of the back with another sword or something like that. I think it's reprinting this year though, so it won't have gotten away for too much longer. So fun question, what book or books would you recommend to others? This is kind of a tough question. I had to go back and look through some of the books I've read, Amazon order history and all that stuff, because I haven't really read anything in a while. I haven't been doing a lot of reading. There was a period where I was trying to read like a book a week and all that kind of stuff, and trying to learn as much as I could, and I just don't have time these days. But there's two that I think would be good for kind of different reasons. The first one would be The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. He was like a high-level chess player. He went on to do some stuff with like Kung Fu or Tai Chi, and I think he's a Jiu-Jitsu black belt now. And so it's an interesting kind of study on just how to optimize your learning, which I find really interesting, trying to figure out how to get better at something faster, and I think is generally a useful skill set for people. The other one is War Dogs by Guy Lawson. We actually watched the movie that I think is based on the book. It was a true story about, I think it was really 3 guys. I think the movie only had 2, but they basically started, this is back during like the Iraq War, Afghanistan War or something. They managed to find opportunities shopping on the Fed Biz Ops to find deals or opportunities to offer deals on weapons and ammunition to the U.S. government. And I found it interesting. It's kind of a hilarious story that these 3 stoner dudes basically managed to create this massive business. And there's obviously a whole lot of unethical stuff that happens in the course of them doing that, but just the idea of there's so much that seems similar to regular business. Just the idea of trying to figure it out, looking for opportunity rather than hoping everything just falls into place, that I think there's a lot to learn from it, as long as you can separate out the unethical Obviously not a great idea to buy and traffic in illegal arms internationally. Might not be the best idea. All right, next question, Anubis20 question. Any update on RG Goldie Mark? Thanks. Unfortunately, I don't. I think they're at the distributor and just waiting to make it onto one of these shipments to come to us, but I'm not absolutely sure, and I definitely don't have a hard ETA on when we'll have them. Hopefully soon, though. I think they've popped up places, so they should be hopefully on their way soon. Fingers crossed. And then last question, Mr. Quite Okay. Will other kits will be on the daily discount list? So in short, we do a daily deal Monday through Thursday every week, barring a few special events, holidays or weird days or whatever. And so yes, there will definitely be more. Watch out for it. Every 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, we do the drop. There's a link. We'll try to have them put the link down in the description so that way you can see that page and find them directly. But usually there's a banner at the top of the website with the deal of the day, the discount code, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's it for questions. So thank you for watching. See you next time.